Good morning. This is day 9. As idyllic this lake is, we still hear the road, and as you can see, plenty of mosquitoes. So the world always brings you a little bit back. So today is another great day. Perfect weather. We never had any bad weather, really. And our ride is gonna go to the southern tip of Chicago, Joliet or so. That's probably what I'm aiming. Joliet or slightly before that, there's a campsite. Not 100% sure about tonight yet. But we say goodbye to the lake and to our campsite. I packed already everything up besides the tent. The bags are still in the tent, so I have to load that up. And right here, if you want to learn about bike touring, everything is wet just from the dew coming down. The yellow rag is to wipe off the tent a little bit so that my tent, the rainfly specific, isn't totally wet. When I pack it up, I won't be able to get it totally dry. Otherwise I would have to wait here till like 10 o'clock or so for the sun to dry it up. So yep, that's just something that you have in the mornings, is that everything is wet, the grass is wet and so on. So it's nice to be under shelter. Shelter blocks that condensation to come down. That's why I like to sleep sometime in a shelter, or sometimes a big tree might also prevent that. Anyway, that's the tip for today. So see you up the trail. There's an interesting little barge. So it seems like that's how big they were when they went through this canal. Collector's office, not totally sure what that is. The path here is kind of interesting. We're going underneath the water. Coming through!
Yeah.
Good morning!
Good morning.
Well, we got a double interesting thing there under the bridge, going through, not just under the water level from that canal remnants, but also some of the local residents here. Earlier this morning, out from the trail, not the trail, I mean out from the campsite, I saw a lot of animals. I saw a deer was standing right in front of me, a bunch of rabbits, squirrels of course, some turkeys. It was just really interesting. And a skunk, but that one was dead already. And luckily it didn't stink. Well, crossing the street here and then see you down the trail. We're crossing here a bridge. Not totally sure what water that is, but this is really bumpy, and they just put a conveyor belt on it, a rubber conveyor belt. Not sure if that helps anything, because you still feel all the bumps. Weird. Well, the I&M trail, it's really nice. The canal itself is not that exciting. The I&M Canal was more interesting. There was water in it. The logs were somewhat kind of working. You see the aqueducts where you run over another river with the water. That's pretty awesome. On here, at the towns, they have the little boats. That's kind of cute to see. I guess the canal is also a bit older. Way back there's the deer. But this brings us to the educational session. Illinois-Michigan Canal is often also called the I&M Canal. Connects to the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River. Along the 96-mile canal, 17 locks were used to handle 141-foot elevation. The locks are obviously no longer in use. There's not even water in it. The history. The construction of the I&M Canal started in 1836 and was completed in 1848. So the canal was quite a bit older than the Hennepin Canal that we rode on. Most work was done by the Irish immigrants who previously worked on the Erie Canal. The I&M Canal was in operation from 1848 through 1933, when the larger and more modern Illinois waterway became operational. Again, links for additional information will be in the description. That was it for today's educational lesson. See you down the trail. That's the first major structure that I see operational. That's the aqueduct. That canal goes across a river. So we have the canal with the water right here. And on the other side, it's just blocked off, and then we have it dry. Not totally sure why it's blocked off. Right there. So here we see the aqueduct, the canal crossing the creek. It definitely looks majorly refurbished. Kind of curious what their plan is with this canal. Definitely put in some money to build and refurbish that. This is the Dresden Island lock on the Illinois River. So that's what's in operation nowadays. The dam is in front of us, the locks are behind us. Here we have a pretty awesome view of the dam and the lock on the far side. So the lock goes over out there, not this area. So over there's a big bridge. The ship can go underneath it. So the ship must be coming out from behind there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Impressive. Don't get a view of this here too much. Illinois River, I mean. More of the Illinois River. Just so nobody's complaining that I don't show any old IMP locks. So here we're crossing a lock. And presume there was an aqueduct going across the lake, not lake, river. Back there. Oh, a little shelter house, cute little one. And some cool trail going this way. Gonna cross this bridge here. Over there you see the other side of the aqueduct, the canal. And a nice swan swimming around. Oh, there's what is that white one? It's like a heron, but herons aren't white. If you know what it is, leave a comment. I really would like to know what that bird is. Well, see you up the trail. Hey, Swan!
In 400 feet, turn right and continue on cycleway. Then turn left. Now turn right. Then turn left.
There are a lot of the buildings here by the locks. Oh, there's something else coming up.
In 350 feet, turn right onto Illinois and Michigan Trail.
Another little creek that we cross. And then we are back on our tunnel, the green tunnel.
Now turn right onto Illinois and Michigan Trail.
See you down the trail. This would be the perfect campground. Water, nice campsite, bathroom, right by the trail. So that's the campsite I was planning on staying if I didn't hear back from the warm shower. But I heard back from the warm shower host. And they offer me to stay. They have a bike race in the morning, so they will have to leave early as well. Should be fine with me. And it gets me a little bit more miles in today as well, because it's still fairly early. And maybe a shower too. That would be nice. See you up the trail. This here is a really cool path. Just keeps on going like this. Smooth surface is awesomely smooth. All nice and shady. Just beautiful. Gorgeous. Loving it. Hello again to Klaus's cooking show. Here we are at the trail. It's definitely time to eat lunch. So eventually you have to stop looking for the perfect spot and just take what you have. That's what our situation right now is. We should have stopped earlier, in other words. We have cabbage here that needs to be used up. So we're doing cabbage again and tortillas. but we spice it up a little bit differently. We're gonna cut salami in, and then to the end put in some cheese to make cheesy cabbage burrito. On seasoning, we do use the seasoning again. I did not like the paprika seasoning. Could use the curry, but I'm just gonna go totally boring again and use the coriander and caraway. I think I'm gonna use at least half of the coriander, if not more. So let's go ahead and heat up some oil in the pot. Plenty of oil. We're gonna do the whole batch at once, so we use the big pot. So this is gonna heat up even faster. This is titanium pot already there. So let's put in the coriander. Whoa. Definitely half of it. And just like caraway, gonna dump in caraway as well. Definitely like the coriander. I have to cook more often with coriander. There, you hear it popping already. Okay, let's not put that on our green mat here. That might melt straight through. We don't want to do that. Okay, let's see if that's too much or not. Well, it's in there. Whatever it is. We have that. Okay, let's take the peanut butter and use that for the weight for the bag so it doesn't fly away. And now we go ahead and stir that up, stir it a bit. Problem is you have to stir it all the time and cut in the sausage. Smart cook probably would have pre-cut the sausage. So let's cut in an egg here in the sausage. We get like chunks, easy chunks. Oh, just get myself here. No, we don't have the eggs anymore. And need to steer. Quick. Otherwise it's burning on. You do not want a burning on. Yeah, a little bit more sausage would be good. So extend the eggs here. Alright, that's good. And the sausage, I think. Needs to do more steering. So let's go ahead and put the sausage away. Good old sausage. Mahlzeit, sagt man here in Germany. I don't know what they say in Chicago for dinner time. Summer. That looks delicious. Let's zoom in here. Does that look delicious or what? Now we're ready for the cheese. Cheese. I just had it a second ago. Here it is. On a bike tour, we always have cheese that is durable, hard cheese. So this cheese it is for me. I'm wondering if they're gonna stick on the pot. You might not want to steer it. Let's just turn it off. Oops, wrong way. Just turn it off and melt it in there. And then go ahead and grab the tortilla. Mr. Tortilla. Put it on our miniature plate. Wipe the knife off so the knife is clean. As clean as you'll have it. And now put that stuff in here. Awesome. I don't want the cheese sticking on the pot, I realized. So I'm spooning it out. And I'll dump that in. That looks like only enough for two. Okay, that's good. Let's figure out how to do tortilla wrapping. Definitely could use a lesson on tortilla wrapping. Hello. Very good. Very good. I like that better than the 2.5 pound. I like the salami in here. Excellent. Thanks for joining me on my cooking show here on the trail side, and with all the cabbage yesterday and today we have a lot of gas and we'll be flying up the trail, no problem. So see you up the trail.